over the past wee while, I've had people that I've talked to say to me, well, we can't be an independent country. Well, the oil that we all rely on is going to run out, isn't it? Well, yeah, it is going to run out. Not for, if we look at the UK Oil and Gas Association, they say that we've got another 40 to 50 years based on the finds that they've got now. The recent document we all saw, which is the Atlantic Approach, I think it's called, is supposed to be one of the largest oil wells or areas of oil. It's biggest in the world. It's immense, and it does say in that document that it could be another 100 years of oil. Okay, by then I would hope we've produced some kind of free energy or whatever, and that the oil will just be used for plastics production or whatever. But let's consider that for a moment, that the oil will run out. I can understand why people are concerned about that. But let's consider for a moment that we put all our eggs in one basket and we go with Westminster. We vote to stay with the Union. Now, over the past 40 years, the Westminster have had the money coming from the oil. They've had the licenses, they've had the revenue that comes out, and all the tax from the wages of these very high paid men and women that work in the industry. And when we were particularly well off, what was done? Did we start off a sovereign oil fund? Did we start off even so much as a post office savings book for some of this money that was coming off the oil? No, we didn't. In actual fact, it's the money has been frittered. It has largely gone to London and the southeast of England for projects that have happened down there. Also, it was quite cynically, it was used by Maggie Thatcher to actually fund a programme of getting rid of Scotland's industry, to pay for people that would be thrown onto the scrap heap. So they've got form. The Westminster really should not be proud of that record. Norway have got a sovereign oil fund that is like the second largest fund of its kind in existence. We found oil at the same time. We should have had a similar fund, but it didn't happen. Okay, so the oil's going to run out. So what happens if we have put our money on Westminster and stayed with the Union? Well, the oil will run out. Lots of people will find themselves on the dole, or going abroad to look for work or whatever. Families will be broken up because, well, the man or the woman might go abroad but not necessarily take the family with them. We wouldn't have any money. There'd be no money coming off of the oil revenue. There'd be no chance even for Westminster to say, well, don't worry, we'll help you out. It just won't happen. If they were being straight about it, they would say, well, look, our hands are tied too. We don't have the money to help you. So Scotland would be left yet again to sort things out for itself. And I can well imagine that if we're still part of the Union and we don't have control over things such as corporation tax and all the other stuff that goes with it, then we will just get poorer and poorer and poorer. We will leave that to our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. They will go through an enormous upheaval at that time. On the other hand, always nice to end with a positive note. We could choose to become an independent nation. All we've got to do is on 18th of September, vote yes. That starts the ball rolling. Now, I've heard also people from the opposition saying, oh, you'll be too busy, you'll be too much money spent on other things just to keep Scotland going and all the rest of it to bother setting up a sovereign wealth fund. Well, okay, I hear that, but we're not going independent just for the first couple of years. We're going independent forever, and that means that once we've got all the initial things out the way, a sovereign wealth fund will be set up, and that will protect our grandchildren, our great grandchildren. And the one thing I do see is that the oil industry and the new fledgling renewables industry require roughly the same skill set, especially when you're talking about subsea renewables, large generators that are put into tidal streams to produce massive amounts of electricity. That means that as the oil industry is running down, the people would have the ability to move to a much stronger renewables industry. So there you have it. There's the argument in a nutshell. You needn't worry about Scotland becoming an independent country. We've got it all. We've got immense wealth right under our feet, and all we need to do is put an X in the yes box. That's all.